Good day and welcome to Inside Cottonwood. I'm your host, Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood. I'm pleased today that we're going to be going over youth again and youth programming in our community. And so it's my pleasure to introduce both Coleen Gilboy, Director of Verde Valley Fair Association, as well as Stephanie Bloniarz, and Chairperson of the Operation Graduation Program this year. Now, you were co-chair in 2014?
That's correct.
Okay. And so we're going to be getting a little bit of information as it goes on behind the scenes, as well as a lot of information as to what you can do to maybe support, volunteer, provide, donate, anything you possibly can, because it's coming up really rapidly. It's May 20th. May 20th into the wee hours of May 21st in the morning at Cottonwood Rec Center. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Well, we got that down. So, and I know my staff are going to be involved in it somewhat, so it'll be kind of fun. They enjoy it. There's a lot of them that really do, and they take special interest in it and pride in it, that we can actually operate and help and assist, because it is such a it's a special program within our community. I wanted to also identify as a forward to that is, I know that the City of Cottonwood, Mingus Union High School, I know our fire department and police department were involved in a program this past Friday called Every 15 Minutes program. It meant a lot to me. I actually lost two close friends in high school. It was my senior year, and they both died. One was alcohol related. The other one was an individual who was alcohol impaired and had struck him and killed him. And so these programs mean an awful lot to all of us, and especially to give kids an alternative, as well as to show that they can have a good time, and you don't have to be involved in any type of alcohol or anything to have fun. And I think that's one of the big things. But I know that Every 15 Minutes program, that was an effort between MUHS and City of Cottonwood and so many other people within the community. It was actually a mock accident program. It actually went through the community and identified, we had, I think there was a judge that was involved, there were attorneys that were involved. It walked the people through the program where there were youth that had died, and the parents of the youth that had died were also involved. And so they took the kids' cell phones from them. They basically acted this out. They brought in helicopters and everything else. It was quite a mock accident presentation to these kids. I know when I grew up in the 70s, we had this we had a movie, and it was called Wheels of Tragedy, and I remember it was from the Ohio State Police, and it really hit you hard, but it wasn't firsthand. It wasn't kids that you knew of that were pretending to be, deceased. And so it was one of those things where our community gets together. Well, this is another thing that we do here is Operation Graduation, and it's really a fantastic program. It gives kids the opportunity to gather together, socialize together, utilize the recreation center. So we're going to be going through that here with both Coleen as well as Stephanie, and kind of get a better idea through the three segments of our program today. I wanted to ask the question here. I guess we're as we move through this, Coleen, can you tell our audience from about your previous involvement in Operation Graduation, what Operation Graduation is?
Operation Graduation started 28 years ago as an alternative event to keep kids out of trouble.
Right.
Give them something to do, that they want to be there, and make it beneficial for them. It used to be you got off of graduation and you went home and you had cake with everybody, and then
That's
out
right.
you went. And that had some tragic situations, just like you experienced. So some great people 28 years ago got together and said, we don't want this to happen anymore in our community. And so every year since then, we have had this event. And it takes a lot of time, a lot of effort from a lot of people in the community, but they put on an event where those kids benefit to be there. Approximately about 15 years ago, they even won cars. I mean, they had it big.
Yeah.
And they raffled off four-wheelers and stuff like that. Now, we've taken a little different approach the last probably 10 years. We do a large raffle, and that you can win $2,016. We'll talk about that a little bit later.
Right.
But the big prize is one student will walk away with $2,016, and then there's every child will walk away with a minimum of 1 prize. And some of them could go 2 because we have to plan, and you don't know
That's
how many
right.
you're going to, because they have to spend the whole time. They have to be locked in by 11.
Right.
And they cannot leave. If they leave, they're out of the drawing. And so it's just an alternative way. We feed them. These kids can eat, let me tell you. There's games, there's activities, and then there's prizes at the end of the night that about 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning we're handing out. So they're too tired to go out and get in trouble.
And that's what's so awesome about it. And
Right.
we were talking about the consequences of youth and involvement, as well as what we've even seen in our community in the past. And I know I've been here almost 26 years, and I've seen families that have lost their sons or daughters, and it's just a horrific thing. And the consequences strike the entire community. And so this gives this as an opportunity for kids to enjoy and be together. And the one thing that I've really seen is that it gives I think them a better understanding as well as an idea as they leave high school. This is one of the things that they have in their minds as they've left. They had a great time. It was something that they'll remember the rest of their lives.
Right.
And because I can remember taking people home after parties in the desert, and I remember I wasn't a drinker in high school at all, and so I was driving people home, and so this gives us a community effect, and everybody socializing together. It's just an awesome thing. So can you guys give me, is there a mission statement or a type of a goal that you guys have with Operation Graduation? Is this a nationwide program, or has this just been something we've been doing here for 28 years that mimics other Operation Graduations or graduation programs?
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I think Operation Graduation is something that's nationwide.
Okay.
I've researched online. There are a lot of schools that actually charge for Operation Graduation.
I saw that.
Each senior it could be up to $100 a person to get in to pay for the event. So we are so blessed by our community that we are able to put this on completely free. We have restaurants that donate free food. We have more food than we know what to do with. Prizes are all usually donated. The way that we generate most of our revenue is through our Operation Graduation raffle tickets.
Okay.
That gives us the money to give the prizes, the $2,016, and then we have the 5 $100 prizes. It's amazing to see the support of our community and how much they donate to us. 20, 30,000 plus.
Right.
That we get every year, all in donations.
Well, we're going to take a quick break here, and so we'll take a 1-minute break, and we'll ask you to come back and enjoy a little bit more as we get more into depth with both Stephanie and Coleen, and a little bit more information on Operation Graduation. And so thank you for joining us for Inside Cottonwood. I'm your host today, Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood.
Hey Gabby, how you doing? How's the play date and sleepover?
Dad, it was great.
Awesome. Okay, I'm on my way. Hey guys, what are you doing?
We're going swimming. We're going biking. Yeah!
I'll see you in a little bit, guys. I love you.
Hi, babe. How was school today?
Hi, Dad. It was great.
Okay, honey. I'll be home soon. Remember, you're never too far away from your kids to be a dad. Reach out and take a second to check in, because sometimes the smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Welcome back to Inside Cottonwood. I'm your host, Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood. And with me today, I have both Coleen Gilboy and then also Stephanie. And Stephanie, let me start things off here real quick with you. Now you've lived here for 19 years.
Yes.
And so in other words, you're pretty involved in the community. And Coleen, how long have you been here?
I was trying to think. It's a little more than 35 years,
Yeah.
but we'll just go with that because
Yeah.
that sounds shorter.
That's great. You know, and I know you very well, and I know all of the things that you're involved with. So, and you are just a very busy person, Stephanie. You've got to be as well. You know, in your jobs and everything else, and then taking on the additional responsibilities that you do. Now, I know we were talking right before during break time. There's really no mission statement for this, but it's providing a safe atmosphere for youth. And I know when I was online and taking a look at that online, that's what almost all of them are. It's the same thing. It's providing that alternate activity for these kids to get together and to enjoy both. I guess when you talk about the rec center, there's the pool. There's I have been in those. I've come in at 1 or 1:30 in the morning, and I've walked in, and I mean, there is so much food. I couldn't even hardly get into the back area, and I was like, oh my goodness sakes, this is amazing that you feed this many kids. And so, can you tell me how many kids that you normally have? What is kind of the average, I guess you would say?
We have about 333 graduating seniors this year.
Okay.
And we would say about 80% show up for this event.
Wow.
And then they're each allowed to bring 2 guests. The
Okay.
guests have to be between the ages of 15 and 20. They have to have completed their freshman year of high school. And then just a side note, the guests do have to pay to come in. They have to have $10 cash at the door to come in. And each senior and each guest has to have a school ID.
Okay.
Or a driver's license, something to identify their age or their school year.
Now, I know that there's some homeschoolers in our area.
There are, and they're welcome.
They're welcome.
Absolutely.
How do
They're
they?
welcome.
As a guest.
As a guest.
Of a
Yes.
senior.
Okay.
Yes.
Because it is a Mingus event.
All right.
And they would have to come as a guest with one of the seniors. And as long as they had some sort of ID, whether it be a driver's license, an Arizona ID card, and that the senior does have to have their Mingus ID.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So what sparks you guys to take this endeavor on?
we love our kids.
Okay, that's
our
good.
own children. We have we each have I have 3, and then
I have 2.
Yeah.
2, and just for our kids. You know, I mean, we've done all the room moms for growing up with the kids in the schools
Right.
and volunteering and field trips, and that's all I ever wanted to do was just be a good mom to my kids and just be involved as much as possible. And I think keeps it safe.
That's great.
So-
And I love that because I remember my mom in the context of things, she was always there, at every event that I was involved in high school. So, my hat's off to you both. I think that's pretty incredible. You're both very special people. So, tell me then, okay, I think that's probably the reason for this next question is why is it so important to you that it continues to keep you involved over the years? And Coleen, I think, you're still involved, in some places, somehow. So I'm going to gear that question to you. How does that keep you involved, and why is it so important?
Because it is important.
Yeah.
Even though if they're not my kids, it's still kids of our community. And people need to step up and help. Yes, parents step up and help, but it's also their graduation night. They're dealing with all the guests that come to town. So those of us that don't have kids graduating this year, or maybe next year or whatever, it's a great opportunity to help this year's graduating seniors' parents. But it's a community event, and it's so exciting to go there and see what these kids have done. I've coached at the high school for many years, and it's kind of a great way to have a send-off with them, one more last hurrah. But it's just, you got to commit the time, and this is our next generation.
It is. Yeah. So you have anything to add to that, Stephanie?
Yeah, we have the fire department, we have police officers, they come hang out.
That's right.
There's a lot of community people that just come out and help and volunteer. It is
Church
hard.
pastors.
Yeah, church
Yes.
pastors, yeah. And, as a parent of a senior, when I did this 2 years ago with my daughter, I was at the rec center till 4 a.m., and then I had, 125 people coming to my house the next day. I had family and
Wow.
friends that had traveled from out of state to come in, but you couldn't have kept me away from this.
Yeah.
I mean, this is for her. This is for her friends. This is for her community. It's so important. And
It is.
my family let me sleep till about 10 o'clock in the morning, and then we put on our party by 4. So it was, and I brought our relatives that came in from out of town, I brought them to Upgrad with me. I'm like, you can volunteer. So
Right.
That's where we get our extra volunteers.
Yes. So
That's great.
Yeah, you're from the east. You'll get up earlier, so why don't you do the cleanup crew?
And speaking of that, okay, let's talk volunteers, okay, because volunteers are a very, very important part of this program. And without them, it really wouldn't happen. So, tell us about, some of the volunteers that you experience that keep coming year after year? Names is fine, or just or how do you become a volunteer, or what do volunteers do?
Oh, we'll take you. We'll
Yeah.
rope
Take
you
you
in
and
one
we'll
way or another.
Okay.
You can breathe.
Okay.
You're welcome.
You're good to
So
go.
we have to have volunteers in every location, whether it's if we have a movie room or a game room or the pool area or the tattoo room. We have to have supervision in there, in the hallways. So we want to make sure it's always a safe environment. And so the police department, the fire departments, church leaders, different clubs and organizations, they take time and they say, I'll be there. Or they'll do the early shift when all the food's coming in. They'll be there to accept the food and put it in the fridge so that when graduation's over and the food person comes, it's already there. It's already ready to go. And so on the screen will be a phone number for the volunteer coordinator.
Okay.
Monette Fanning is the volunteer coordinator this year. And so we take volunteers all day, all evening to make this happen.
Okay, and I know that there's a phone number up there right now, 300-4571. Now, they can go online on the Facebook page, and that is, I think you can just do it by, it's Cottonwood Operation Graduation, and it'll take you to the Facebook page site, because that's how I did it. And so you can just do that. You can also get information as to Monette's. I think she actually has down her email address, so you can email her, you can call her. How do you want people to get hold of you? I mean, in any other way? Is there any other way to do that, or?
They can call the school.
Okay.
The school has all of our phone numbers. I think my number is also going to possibly be up there too.
Okay.
So I can
Facebook.
be called. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
And I think that's your number there
Yes.
too, Stephanie.
Oh, great.
Okay.
But you can message us on Facebook. Call the school. Call the
Okay.
school. They'll get you in touch with us. That's the most important thing. We've got a letter going home to every senior parent that should be going out this week.
That's awesome.
That's going to explain what our needs are, what we do, what our mission is, and then as far as the community wanting to get involved, send gifts to the school. Everything goes to the school.
Okay.
It's 1801 East First Street.
That's right.
Cottonwood. So we accept gift cards, gift baskets. Each senior, we like to give them a gift that has a value of at least $100.
Wow,
And
that's
every
great.
year we have that. But like Coleen said before, is they have to be there. They have to be present to win the gift. And once they're locked in at 11 o'clock, if you leave, you
can't
cannot
come
come back in.
That's right.
Yes.
That's what I understood.
And we usually do the raffle between 1 2 a.m. It's really a fun time. You're not going to want to miss it. The kids are not disappointed. We have things like refrigerators and, TVs,
laptops,
trips, laptops, gift cards, cash. I mean, just fun things that they're just not going to want to miss.
Well, I know also if you can't get through to the high school or one of these numbers, you can call the Recreation Center as well.
Absolutely.
So you can get hold of them at 928-639-3200. You can talk with somebody at the front desk, and they can pretty well, tell you when, where, how long, or phone numbers as well to continue to try to get in touch with. Now, one thing, Coleen, real quick before we take another break, you said tattoos. So you better explain that, okay, so that we, I don't have any calls later and go, what are we doing with tattoos,
We have a local tattoo artist that brings in Sharpie markers and does tattoos. And let me tell you, they're not permanent. They're just Sharpie markers.
But they're good.
But they're amazing, and the line is so long.
Right.
They have 6 or 8 tattoo artists that come in, and that business spends 4 or 6 hours. There's no cost to the kids, and these kids love it. It is literally, it's probably been the last 5 or 6 year the biggest entertainment.
And as I went, it was, the line just stretched all the way out through the door and down into, okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to take another break, a real quick break. Come back with us, join us again with Coleen and Stephanie, and we'll be talking a little bit as to the intricacies specifically to the program, a little bit more in depth. If you, again, have any information or questions, you can call those numbers at any time or go onto the Facebook site. Thanks for joining us this morning. We'll be right back.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. At work or at play, you're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Oh, hey, she's cute. Nice going, man. Things are going great for you. You've earned a night out. Good drinks, good friends, Yeah, we can go ahead and call this a good night. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Not smart. Yeah, I saw that coming. Say goodbye to her. Ouch, that'll hurt your bank account. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. I hope you like eating frozen dinners. Alone. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Hello again, and welcome back to Inside Cottonwood. I'm Richard Faust, Community Services General Manager for the City of Cottonwood, and we're discussing here specifically associated with Operation Graduation, which will be Friday night, May 20th, and it'll go into early Saturday morning on the 21st. It's a great time. If you've got youth or no youth, please contact the numbers and get with people and have them come to the Cottonwood Recreation Center that evening. It's a great time. And it's an alternate form as well as the best form for kids to be united and be together throughout the evening on graduation night. Coleen or Stephanie, let me ask you this question. So where was the first Operation Graduation 28 years ago? And
It was held in the Clarkdale Memorial Clubhouse.
Okay.
Because it was the biggest facility that had the gym, the men's lounge, and the pool in the back.
Right.
And so the last year before the rec center was built was one of the first years I helped. And it was at the Clarkdale Memorial Clubhouse, and it rained. And I just remember the pool in Clarkdale was not heated at the time.
That's right.
And those kids would go swimming in that pool, and it was literally like ice cubes. So when the rec center was finished, Operation Graduation came over and talked to the rec center and said, is there a partnership that we can do? And we were able to do that. But at the Clark Memorial Clubhouse, in the gym would be the bounce houses, and in the men's lounge would be the ping pong tables, and in the ladies' lounge would be the movies, and in the, it was all kind of separated. And it is separated at the rec center as well, but it's a little more efficient for Operation Graduation to be under one roof. But it rained the last year in Clarkdale. It rained. And I remember taking tarps. I went through the garage and just took as many tarps as I could because they had a rock wall. And those kids, we were standing in mud. So we put the tarps down, and we brought a bunch of towels, and we did a lot of laundry. And we were very thankful when the rec center was built.
So you actually had a mud pit.
We probably could have had a mud pit wrestling, but it was so cold. It was a very cold rain.
Yeah.
And so
it's amazing. Arizona's quite the interesting state when it comes to weather. Talk about pre-planning, because I know, definitely as the chairperson and the co-chair, Stephanie, you've done, an incredible job, tremendous job. The pre-planning, though, is just incredible. And I know our events, we start 6 months sometimes, ahead of time, sometimes even more so. So I know your planning on this is the same way, and especially your meetings. And I know that you've got a meeting that's upcoming April 7th, April 21st, May 5th, and May 12th at the Cottonwood Rec Center. And again, it's an open meeting. But what is your pre-planning program? And what do you do? I know Facebook opens up and you're going, help!
Yeah.
We need volunteers, people, we need this, we need this. Somebody contact the restaurants because we need more food.
Right,
We've got to.
right.
So tell us more about that.
Well, after the school year gets going, Coleen dropped all the stuff off from her year of doing it at my house, so that I have to post Operation Graduation is coming, and so we have these booklets. We have these 3-ring binders for each area. So we have a food binder, we have an entertainment binder, we have publicity binder, we have a chairperson binder, and it has all the information from years past. So it's super organized. So we'll try to have a chairperson for each department. So we'll have a chairperson that'll head up prizes, but then she'll have a committee of people helping her or him. We have a lot of dads too that like to help out.
Good.
And so then we start contacting businesses. Usually in January we send out our letters and we get everything rolling and get our meetings going. And the first couple of meetings are 5 parents, and then it grows and then it grows. And we understand too that people are busy and meetings are hard. So we know that we can count on those people the day of, maybe right before or to help us decorate, or of course to help clean up, because that's the hard. We want to get out of there. We're tired. So the more people that we have to help clean up and get the rec center looking beautiful again, the better. So
what do you need most right now?
We still need volunteers. We need donations. We need people to sell the raffle tickets, because like I said before, that's where we generate the most, the majority of our revenue. It's $5 per ticket, or you get 5 tickets for $20, and the prizes are $2,016 and then 5 $100 prizes. That's
great.
So we do need a lot of volunteers to sell tickets at the fair. We'll be set up right next to the beer garden at the fair, and that's on purpose. And we want to sell a lot of raffle tickets. So even if parents can do 1-hour shifts at the fair, we'll get you into the fair for free to sell the tickets. Then you leave.
Please help.
Yes, and then we need volunteers to help pick up food the night of, to help in our kitchen, just to help volunteer all throughout the rec center.
Oh, that's great. So if as we see this, then you're looking at probably over 500 kids total. By the time they bring maybe 1 or 2 more, and you've got 80% of the graduating class, so you're probably looking at least 500 to 600 youth. So it's quite an event. So again, we really need some help there and some assistance. So that would be great. And I think that as we talk about the volunteers, the dates of again, April 7th, 21st, May 5th, and May 12th. Those are at 6:30.
That's correct.
Okay, at the Recreation Center. So if you would like to also come there and join up on one of those dates, and
get more information.
Yeah, get more information. There you go. So what time does the program start, and what time does it end?
We will start opening the doors about 9:45.
Okay.
So then we'll register kids from basically 9:45 to 11. We do have to check bags, so we will ask the kids to not bring a lot of stuff with them, and I will have an assembly. They'll have an assembly at the school, and I'll talk to all the kids and let them know ahead of time what the rules are, and what to bring, what not to bring. So there'll be parents outside just looking through bags, then they come in, and then by 11 o'clock we're hoping everybody's in, and then we lock the doors.
Yeah, because I know that normally it's the same thing. Backpacks, everybody has them, but it's one of those things that I always check.
Yes.
And we do the same thing at our events too. So anymore, it's a standard precaution within the things that we do for our events, keep everybody safe. So is there anything different this year versus last year? Or is it...
I think it pretty much runs the same, because we use a lot of the same vendors for our entertainment. I think we're having a DJ this year.
We didn't have a DJ last year.
So we're having a DJ, Daniel Maldonado. He's awesome.
Okay.
So he's going to come out. He relates to the kids really great, and he's a parent, and a parent of younger children. So it's great that he's going to help out.
So he takes requests and everything.
He does.
Yeah, that'll be fun. So now, so the raffle tickets. Dr. David Harold's office at 199 South Candy Lane, Suite 4A. You can get them there. And again, like you said, they're $5 each, 5 for $20, and a chance to win $2,016 in cash, or 5 $100 cash prize winners.
Yes.
So that's an incredible opportunity for kids. So tell us, is there any other things associated with entertainment or activities that you would like to go over? That are actually going on during this program.
We do have a lot of inflatables. We'll have a jousting ring this year, sumo wrestling. Yes, I had to write everything down. We have DJ dancing. We have video game competitions. We have
photo booth,
basketball tournament, laser tag.
Cool.
Ink Impression is the one that does the Sharpie tattoos. They're awesome. The kids love that. So, and then just lots of food. Just lots of food and just lots of socializing, having fun. They love the rock climbing wall, the water slide, the lazy river. It's just such a great facility to have.
It is. It really is. It's a good time, and I'm glad we can help and assist there. Now, so can you identify your donors and your corporate sponsors or people like that for us?
There's so many, and I feel bad to not thank them all, but some of our bigger ones is the Cottonwood Police Department, Salt River Materials, Taylor Waste, Oxendale Auto Group, Coldwell Banker, Arizona Smile Designers, Yavapai Apache Nation, Ace Hardware, Sears, Hometown Store. I mean, there's just so many. And then restaurants, Hog Wild,
wow.
Vinny's Pizza. They're
Man, I'm
always so
coming to
generous.
eat.
Yeah, and
Acme Pizza.
Acme Pizza.
Acme
There's
Pi-
just
okay,
so
yeah,
many.
they're good too.
So
They're
many.
big.
And you know, the Nick's group, Haunted Group, they're always very generous. And so everyone's just so generous. We have usually too much. Too much food for sure.
Which you cannot usually say with 500 or 600 teenage.
You never
Yeah,
know.
But
you just never know because
you
they
don't.
do eat.
They
Some of those guys eat like horses.
Yeah.
long.
Better to have too much than not enough.
Yeah.
That's good.
Hacienda chips and salsa. The kids find that one.
Yeah,
They're like
chips and salsa.
right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
This is my
so
spot.
that's how to get more dads there too. So dads, you know, I mean, hey, there's food, so you know, you guys can come help. So in final, I just want to make sure that everybody understands. Again, it's Friday night, May 20th. It'll go by fast. I mean, you know, we're in April, and it's going to be here before you know it. So please assist and volunteer where you can. Put it on your calendars now. Make your calls now. Help out, possibly being there at the rec center on April 7th and the 21st, as well as May. Come to those meetings if you can. It would be great. That way you can get more information as well as provide information where you can. And again, if you have any questions pertaining to Operation Graduation, volunteering, being a sponsor or contributor in some manner, please contact Coleen Gilboy or Stephanie Bloniarz or Monette Fanning. If you could go directly to the Facebook page, please do that as well. Operation Graduation, Mingus Union High School. Contact the rec center if you need to as well. So all of that information is out there. We've had a good time and providing you with this information. And again, it's one of the most incredible activities for youth as graduation happens. And it'll be something they'll take with them for the remainder of their lives. So it's very precious that all of these people gather together. Thank you both so much for your contributions and your dedication to the youth of our community. These young adults are incredible people, and they need that as you come alongside them. And this is just really an incredible thing with our community. Thank you for joining us today for Inside Cottonwood. I'm your host today, Richard Faust, Community Service General Manager for the City of Cottonwood. Have a great day and a great week.